Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another special interview at Reality SWGOH Gamers. We've done a lot of these over the years. Man, just me saying that just makes me shake my head. It's 6 years we've been doing this, and I've got our new community manager, Mr. Meathead, and he is joining me so we can get to know CG Meathead a little bit better. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing pretty well. Just finished my last cup of coffee for the day, had a good lunch,
Yeah, I've been
and
drinking a lot today.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, just been in a sea of meetings all day. But other than that, doing pretty well. Can't
So,
complain.
so, how are you adapting to the new role, and how's everything going so far?
Things are going great. A lot of folks have been reaching out to me, welcoming me back to the game. I used to play. I played when that game first came out,
Hmm.
so there's a lot for me to relearn. But the reception's been great. Folks have been very helpful, uh, teaching me a lot of the new mechanics that are currently in the game. Which I go,
Right.
what do you mean they added this?
What is
Uh,
this?
what is this?
what?
I think
What?
two materials, at least two main materials, got added since the last time I played. Because the last time I played was when the hero territory was it territory.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
while
territory
back. That's from
battles.
a few
Yeah,
years
yeah,
back. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So that was my last time playing. So
gotcha.
I've been leaning on a lot of veterans in the game to help me out here.
Oh,
But
I bet you are. So don't
yeah,
worry, you got a lot of good support there. So let's just talk. I love your name, Meathead. This
yeah,
could go in a lot of different directions.
yep.
What is the call sign? We all have our own call sign where we're streaming or whatever we are. Well, how did you come up with the name Meathead?
Yeah, so the full name is Meathead Militia. Before that, it used to be Large Human. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm 6'4", 270 something pounds, depending on the day and all that jazz, the gravity pull. But Meathead Militia came about a long, long time ago, where two of my buddies who I used to go to the gym with all the time, we were like, we really need to have a name for our group. Like, we need to have a group name. So we're like, Meathead Militia. We're the
That's what
Meathead
y'all came
Militia.
up with, huh?
Yeah,
Meathead
we
Militia,
we came up with
not
Meathead Militia.
Waterhead, not Jellyhead,
No,
Meathead. Okay.
yeah, I came up with Meathead Militia. Because for folks who don't know, like Meathead's kind of like a mean term you would call someone that it goes to the gym, but
Oh
we didn't
yeah,
care people calling us that. So like we were like, oh, let's just call ourselves the Meathead Militia.
I work out. I don't care. You can call me
Yeah,
whatever you
yeah,
want. I'm in shape.
exactly.
Yeah. How dare
Uh,
you
and
work
then
out?
uh, and then 2 weeks after we came up with like the official name, I got an offer letter to come out to California to work in the video game industry. So
Okay.
the band kind of broke up essentially. And so the name never really stuck. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep this with me for the rest of the time. And I kind of took it and ran with it.
All
So I
right.
changed everything from Large Human over to Meathead Militia,
There you
which is
go.
kind of like the Lone Stallions approach, because militia
Yeah.
is a little bit more than just one person. Um, so yeah, that is the origin story of Meathead Militia.
I
But like,
like
people
it.
can call me Meat, they can call me Meathead, they can call me Brian,
Sure.
whatever anybody wants to call
Whatever
me.
makes you happy.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
now that leads me in, before we start getting into some Swuggo questions
yep,
and things, let's get a little bit of your background. You've introduced yourself to the community, but
yep.
in a Quib knows version, because I'm sure you have a resume like the rest of us that's like about 20 pages long. I mean, what are the
Yeah.
main things you would highlight in your resume that you think the community might want, that would give them some comfort in knowing your background in gaming and things of that nature?
Yeah, like everybody else that's playing video games still at this age, we probably picked up gaming a long, long time ago. Like, I remember playing my first video game when I was 2 years old. It was a golf game on my dad's, I think it was like a Commodore or something like that. So like, I've been playing video games for the longest of time. It's been my dream to work in the video game industry. So like, now that I'm here, it's kind of like awesome to have the job that I've been excited for since I was a wee one. Um, in the Star Wars side of it, I have played this game before. I played this game for 2-ish years, since November 15th. November 15th, November 25th. I can't remember which day it was that the initial release of the game was, but I was there. I remember picking my pack and going, do I really want this one, or do I want to reset my account and to get the next pack? Because if I remember correctly, people were doing that. But um, but yeah, like, a huge video game fan. I play pretty much everything. Um, been in community for almost 10 years now. Um, yeah, I love video games. I love what they do for people. I love the fact that people can can go into a video game and kind of lose themselves in it and take themselves away from the world that they're currently living in and find some
Yeah.
peace or excitement and joy. Like to me, that's what a video game is really, really great at. So that's why I have a deep passion for it, is just because it allows people to sometimes feel a little better than what they currently are, or help them escape something. And so like for me, that's like a personal joy of being able to work in video games, is to help other people do that or feel that.
How long have you been in the video game industry?
It's coming up on 10 years.
Okay.
It's either 9 now or it's 9 soon, but I'm definitely coming up on 10. Moved out to the West Coast for a job, and kind of been here ever since. And then before this, if anybody remembers, like a World of Tanks or Wargaming,
Oh
but
yeah, I remember that game.
yeah. So I worked on that for 5 years, and then moved over to Disney Sorcerers Arena, and then with everything that was going on with Crumb, becoming a dad, they asked me if I
Yes,
wanted
Papa
to
Crumb.
right, Papa Crumb. It's scary to think
I
about,
know,
but
right? It's awesome.
yeah, I've known him for a very long time. I've known him for probably 7 years, 8 years now, because we both worked at Wargaming together.
Sure.
But yeah, so it's super excited about helping out and trying to be the Crumb for people while Crumb is gone.
That's right.
Do the best I can to be his
Big
awesome
rolls.
self.
Those are some big rolls and big shoes, and mainly
Oh yeah,
man pork chop facial hair to
yeah. I just have a normal
don't
beard.
try. Yeah, don't
Yeah,
even try. Only
I
Crumb can pull that off. There's only
yeah,
one Wolverine in the SWGOH universe, and that's him.
absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about it. So as you come into the role as a community manager, you said you're stepping in. What
Yep.
are some of the things that you are looking to do, just in general sense? First off, as you come into, what are you seeing, and what are your goals initially, short term? First off,
Yeah, yeah, of course. Like short term, don't let the house burn down. You
right,
know, parents have left the house, kids are all alone. Being the kid. The last thing I want to do is destroy anything that's currently here. So that's my first step. And learn everything I possibly can. The last couple weeks have been a crash course, to say the least. But like learning, the short term for me right now is a lot of learning, both from the internal side, but a lot of the external side too. Like I've been asking a lot of like probably new player questions, either on the forums or Discord, just trying to understand and learn where the game is, where the pain points are, things that are going well. Just trying to get a general sense, like a feeler, hot, cold, like what's going on. I mean,
right.
again, I've been playing video games my entire life. Nothing is perfect, right? So I want to know what's good, what's bad, suggestions. Like I'm trying. That's like my first initial step is trying to figure out what and where I could spend my time best relaying feedback or addressing things or getting questions answered or seeing what I can do to kind of just make this feel as seamless as possible and feel like I'm not just like a substitute teacher coming in with the push cart and the TV and a VHS and going, here, watch this while Crumb and folk are away. So
Right.
yeah, short term, a lot of learning. I just want to learn as much as I possibly can. And if anybody out there who sees this has any tips or tricks or things that I should focus on, please let me know. Happy to hear it.
So with the crash course, Doja has moved on to bigger and better things. We miss you, Doja, and we're happy for you. So I think, in my opinion, Doja did a really good job of upping the communication level that was previously a little bit lacking
Hmm.
with that felt that way in the community. Some may differ on that opinion one way or the other. Just saying what was in the overall perception of the
Yep.
community. But I think Doja had some really good stuff that he did, and some really nice stuff that he started, like with the YouTube, the road ahead, and being
Hmm.
more interactive. Are you looking to be more interactive based off what Dojo did? Or is there anything that he did that you're looking to build upon? And if there is anything new that you were looking to kind of create for the communication side for Star Wars Galaxy Heroes?
Definitely want to keep doing the things that he and team have done in the past. For those who don't, I am double dipping currently. I'm managing two communities at the same time, so my time is split, which will mean maybe something slips. But as far as like high level stuff goes, I am trying to make sure that a lot of like the kit reveals, the insights, I'm pretty sure I'll be getting on camera to do like road aheads and things like that. So you will have, unfortunately, folks, you will have to see this face most likely again. But yeah, try not to skip a beat in any of those departments, and then looking forward to seeing what I could implement in terms of like feedback gathering or other ways, surveys and things like that, to continue the conversation with players and interact as much as I possibly can. I mean, for those of you who probably have seen me, I'm jumping into the forums and Discord, trying to make sure that you folks know that I'm available and accessible. I'm not trying to hide in a corner or anything like that and wait till Crumb gets back. I am trying to make sure that folks do know that there is a bridge between player and developer still, and to not really worry about that aspect. So
yeah, so let's talk about that. It's with the interaction I have seen what you've been doing.
mm-hmm.
What do you think is, I don't know, some of the things you can make a top 3 or 1 or 2 or whatever you feel comfortable with? What are some of the things that you were seeing, or some of the main things that you're seeing from the community as you start interacting with them, that you think are some of the hot button issues that are kind of on, that you're hearing from them, that you're hearing the most about from the community?
Yeah, of course. Again, the thing about video games is when you're angry or like you're not happy with something, if
Right.
you don't actually like the thing that you're doing, you leave. Like, I don't know anybody who's hated something so much but stuck around. So I see anything that's like negative feedback coming in as just passion. Like, someone is passionate about the product they're playing and they'd like to see it be good and be handled well. So whenever anybody yells at me or lashes out or just like is disgruntled, I don't see it as like an angry person. I just see someone who's passionate about something that they love and they just want to see be great. So like whenever anybody feels like I'm sorry about yelling at you, like I know you're just taking information back to the rest of the team, I'm like, God, just tell me how you feel. Like, I need you to tell me how you feel. I can't have you coming at me and telling me everything's great. Like, if this is how you feel, you need to tell me how you feel. But as far as like hot topics from the time that I've been here, the addition of Fleet to Kyber is probably the number one thing that I've seen folks talk about the most. And again, a lot of this information, like I don't even know like the legacy, a lot of these things. I just know the current situations and like what's gone on in the past. I don't really have an understanding. So a lot of people are like explaining to me like,
Right.
hey, this is how things have been for the past 2 years. Like, this is why we're a little disgruntled, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the addition to a fleet in Kyber is probably the number one thing I've seen the most. The second thing I've seen is I think it has to do with the economy,
the gear stuff,
the gear stuff. I would say those are the two things that pop up the most when anybody interacts with me that has a question about those things. So I would say those two things.
Right. And of course, we're not going to break down what Siege is going to do about that. That's just not,
Yep.
If you're looking for that for this video, you're in the wrong
Yep.
video. This is just a meet and greet with him. And what has been the most surprising thing you've seen? I mean, of course, you've been doing DSA, right?
Yep.
And so you're coming over to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. What would you say would be like some of the things that you were maybe, or maybe not, it doesn't matter, because you said you've been playing games a long time. So once you've played enough games, you kind of know what you can expect. But was there anything that kind of took you by surprise when you just came into the role and were like, well, I didn't expect that, kind of thing?
I don't think there was something that really surprised me per se about the role. I mean, I knew what I was getting myself into.
Sure.
Again, because I played the game and I was in a guild that was pretty interactive during the time period. I was in tune with what was going on. So like when I came back, there really wasn't a change in like the way things are seen or done. Though the only surprise to me is just the amount of modes that joined the game since I've left. Like like Galactic Conquest is the new one. I've been diving a lot of time into the Galactic Conquest, trying to learn that and understand that, and the data. Was it the data discs or something like that?
Yes, the old data disc. Yes, sir.
The old data discs. And like the adjustment from Arena to GAC. That's new for me, because I used to remember getting all my crystals in Arena, and now that I got all shifted over to the Grand Arena, format. So, by the way, I got destroyed in my first 5v5 round one.
It's okay. It happens to even the best of us players. Trust me.
Oh,
You are in no special boat on that one. So
yeah.
yeah, you're fine.
I mean, I guess the other surprising thing is because I've been away for probably 2 years now, the amount of relics people have these days. Like
it's
when I was
insane.
playing, relics were super rare. Like you didn't see them anywhere. Now it's like everybody's roster is relicked up, and I'm looking at my roster. I'm like, I have 5 people on my team who have relics. And so I mean, like I'm not expecting to win any of my GAC battles these days.
But
But
it's
I
good
am
to
certainly.
it's good to get in there and get your hands dirty and just
Oh
kind of
yeah,
see how it is and stuff. And I
yeah,
think that's important.
yeah,
The last thing I'll say is anything you want to say special to the community. This is just an introduction, and
yeah,
any things that you just want to say to the community about maybe communication with them or anything that's on your mind, or just let the community know
yeah.
anything. If you want to say anything to the community, the floor is yours, my friend.
I appreciate it. First off, you don't want to give me this soapbox too often because I will go on a
All right,
tangent
mental
every now and then.
note:
Yeah,
no
yeah,
soapbox for him.
yeah,
Okay, got it.
yeah. First off, you'd have to find a sturdy enough soapbox.
Yeah.
Yes, as far as like feedback goes, I love feedback. There's no such thing as good or bad feedback. Everybody has valid, responses and emotions to everything. Like it affects everybody differently, right? We
Sure.
do one thing, it affects 10 people completely different. The only thing I say with feedback is like a lot of people will say like this is great or this sucks, but that doesn't
Why?
really equate. Yeah, that really doesn't equate too much to like anything. Like that could be a dozen things. So a format that I usually ask people to go is like if like what is the X? All right, tell me what that thing is that you like. Tell me why you like it. And like any piece of information from there. If you don't like something, tell me what it is you don't like. Tell me why you don't like it, and tell me what you would suggest to fix that.
Right. What's the
You know,
solution in your mind?
yeah. And I'm not expecting people to have solutions, but like just give me like what feels good to you. Um, but yeah, I mean, as far as feedback goes, the more you provide me, the better. Just tell me. Like, I'm honestly not looking for folks to write like a 6-page document, but like if you keep it to the format of like, I don't like this thing because of X reason, this is how I would change it. That's probably the best way to give negative feedback. And if you like something, tell me what you like. Tell me what you like about it. And if you want to, tell me how you would implement it in other locations of the game, or like how you would put this and sprinkle this elsewhere inside the game. Just it's feedback, like more detailed feedback is all I would say. So
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm kind of the same way whenever people
yeah,
are offering me, it's like, okay, you hate that. I get it. I'm seeing the chat. You hate it. What's your
yeah,
solution? Okay. I
yeah,
get that part, but what's your solution? So,
yeah,
and I would say, folks, just as a tip, just be constructive. Again,
yeah.
be passionate,
Constructive. I
but
love constructive feedback.
constructive conflict's the best thing ever. As long as you're
Yeah,
constructive, that's the most
yeah,
important thing. So,
yeah. I agree. Yeah,
so
I
yeah,
live by a motto is it's okay to be upset. It's not okay to be mean. Like you can be
yes,
upset at something, but you don't have to be mean about it.
yeah,
You can tell me why you don't like something, but you don't have to be aggressive about it.
right,
So that's just my like that's how like my philosophy for community management is just like yeah, I love feedback. There are certain ways that I love to get feedback, but I'm not certainly going to be like if you tell me you don't like the game for some reason and you don't give me a suggestion, I'm not going to relay the feedback. It's just like how I like it. I love bullet points. People over on the DSA side, they know now to just give me bullet points. Bullet points are
right.
great. I love a good bullet point. Formatting is lovely. But yeah, like I love feedback. Just send it to me. I'm good.
Okay,
Like DM, Discord, forums. I mean, I don't mind if people slide in the DMs. It's perfectly fine. I know some people
okay,
don't like. Yeah, and I personally like because I understand like some folks don't like to be vocal either positively or negatively in a space.
sure,
Because they're worried that the eyes that are going to be on them either aren't going to be favorable to the thing they have to say. So like I'm all for people sending me a message in DM or
right.
PM form if they're more comfortable with that. Because I mean, I know personally, I have some feelings that I would love to get off my chest, but I don't want the entire group to know about it.
Sure.
So I'm not opposed to DMs or PMs.
So
Just
how does one go about? Is that either through the forums or Discord or both that people can reach
both.
out to
Yeah,
you?
anywhere you can reach me. I'm usually on the forums. I think it's CG underscore Tuscan underscore Meathead. And then on Discord, it's just Meathead. and then I don't remember the last number. It's Meathead Militia, and then I don't know what the numbers are. But if you go into Discord, you should be able to find me, or Twitter. Like, I don't mind you yelling at me on Twitter or telling me feedback on Twitter. So
Okay. Very good
yeah,
to know. So very
yeah.
nice. So welcome to the community, my friend.
No,
The Star Wars Galaxy Heroes community is here we go, baby.
yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited to be here. I'm super pumped to. I was looking for a reason to get back in this game, and it just so happens that this kind of pulled me into it. I've been playing the game a lot. Like I'm totally not looking at like my energy timer.
Yeah, I'm not looking at mine either right now. Don't look.
Yeah, I'm totally
look
not
straight
doing
ahead.
that.
Let's
Yeah.
not look. I can't help it. Oh, I've got a squad arena fight.
Yeah. I guess like the worst part about working here now is I have access to the admin panel, like the back end. And I got to see how much I spent in the 2 years that I played, and I just quickly hit that X button. I'm like, I don't need to be here anymore.
I don't need to be.
I don't need to be here anymore. This is a bad space to be. I didn't need to see that. It's not how I wanted my Wednesday to go.
Well, I appreciate you very much coming on here and doing this, and it's on behalf of my part of the community in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Thank you for doing this. We very much appreciate you taking the time to at least share some thoughts and just introduce yourself, and we'll let the chips fall where they may. And as I always say on all these videos, again, you can check out Meathead on the forums and in the Discord. As I always say, hit the thumbs up, subscribe for any video that we do. That's important for content creators. That's just the normal jazz that you hear. But welcome, Meathead. We're glad to have you here, buddy, and we look forward to working with you.
Hey, Ranger, glad to be here. Super pumped. Again, reach out. Like I said, people just reach out to me. Let's have a conversation.
All right. So salute to you, sir. Welcome. And on behalf of myself, everybody here, have a great rest of your day. And we will see you when you see you. Peace out.
Absolutely. Take care.